Did you spend a lot of time down here?
Yeah, you know, 50 years ago or something, a long time ago.
As a music producer, T Bone Burnett knows all about New York's Greenwich Village.
You know, also in those days, they had cabaret laws, so the reason people snapped is because people lived in these houses.
And you couldn't clap.
Yeah, you couldn't clap, it'd be too much noise, so people would snap for...
I'm gonna leave, pretty mama, I'm going to stay.
In the early 1960s, this was the center of an emerging folk music revival.
I once loved a woman.
In clubs like Gertie's Folk City and Cafe Wah, where a young singer from Minnesota, Bob Dylan, would make his New York debut in 1961.
There's a lot of history down here.
Oh, yeah.
Burnett has helped recreate that Greenwich Village folk scene
So the Gaslight was originally down here?
Yeah, a little basement.
for the new Coen Brothers film. Inside Llewyn Davis opens in the Gaslight in 1961 with the fictional title character on stage.
Hang me, oh, hang me. I'll be dead and gone.
How would you describe Llewyn Davis as an artist at that time?
Well, I would say he was very good.
I'll be dead and gone.
I mean, really good.
Wouldn't mind the hanging.
But he's not widely appreciated.
New records doing well?
Not so hot, I gotta be honest.
All around this world.
The movie, released by CBS Films, follows a week in the life of the struggling singer.
What'd you say you played?
Folk songs.
Folk songs.
The challenge of finding the lead part must have been particularly daunting. You have to find a truly convincing, talented musician.
Yeah, that was the burden, the casting burden we had.
Brothers Joel and Ethan Coen co-wrote and co-directed the film.
Actually, we started by seeing musicians, which was interesting in the audition process, because, you know, they'd play a song or two, which was great, and then they'd try a scene or two, which was...
Not so good.
Not so good.
Yeah, at a certain point we thought, you know, we're looking for a needle in the haystack, and it's possible the needle isn't in the haystack.
This whole conversation we're having now, we can have with Oscar and looking at Oscar.
But when the little-known actor Oscar Isaac auditioned, they knew they'd found Llewyn Davis.
For 9 days or more.
What did you want the music to do?
Till her women grew.
If you're telling a story about a musician, I think you have to see something about the character when he plays music or when he performs music that he doesn't reveal any other time.
Did you have to coach Oscar Isaac?
Yeah, but with him, it was just, you just barely do anything. He says, I said to him one time, sing it like you're singing it to yourself. Sing like you're singing a baby to sleep. Yeah.
Because then you're not trying to sell it. You're
Yeah,
just...
yeah, that's right. It's not that thing like, you know, give it to him, Jolson, you know. It's just, you know, it's this beautiful thing.
Yeah.
100 miles, 100 miles.
He also helped Justin Timberlake, Carey Mulligan, and Stark Sands find their folk voices in the film. One of music's most acclaimed producers, the 65-year-old Burnett is happiest behind the mixing board. But in the 70s, the 6'5" Texan was coaxed on stage by Bob Dylan when Dylan brought him here to the bitter end in the Village to join his Rolling Thunder review.
That was my first time really to get to perform on stage, and it was terrifying.
Especially behind Dylan, I would expect.
Yeah, about 2/3 of the way through his show, he would stop and say, okay, T-Bone, play that song. And he would build up the most intense attention from the audience. He just dropped me right in the middle of it, and I had to play this slow 7-minute, really quiet song on the piano while he played bass. And it was like lesson number 1 in show business, and I still don't know what the lesson was, except...
That is a real trial by fire.
It was, but yeah, having to follow Bob Dylan, that was pretty intense. Like that. He would just finger pick it without hitting the string.
What is it about producing for film that you find so satisfying?
Putting music and image together is a very powerful thing, And you can completely shift the tone of a story. You can shift the story by shifting the music.
He's collaborated with the Coen Brothers 3 times before, most notably on the 2000 film Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?, which revived American rural music of the 30s.
Damn! This is Soccer Boy!
The soundtrack would sell 10 million records.
I know none of you expected the reaction that the music in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou got, but
T-Bone did.
he told you it was going to be big.
Oh yeah. We would go into meetings and he would say to, various studio executives, "You don't understand, this hillbilly music is going to be the next big thing." And Ethan and I would sit there quietly, but then go out of the office and really. But T-Bone was right.
That same roots music influenced the Greenwich Village scene in the 60s. Artists, like the fictional Llewyn, were trying to return to something authentically American, even if the commercial potential seemed bleak.
You owe me something?
He was just trying to find an environment, a community where he could do what he did and stay alive.
Mel!
How you doing, kid?
In the film, Llewyn Davis struggles to be heard. But the music, soulful and pure, is irrepressible.
Great. Let's cut it.